Assalamualaikum, my name is Nurul Maskana from Group 9. Today I would like to discuss about Unit 4, inventions that are changing our lives. But before that, do you still remember about reading faster? I hope you still remember that. Today I will discuss three passages in Unit 4. They are robots, lasers in modern medicine, and GPS or Global Positioning System. The first passage is about robots. I will record the time that I start the read and finishing time and also the reading time. And the starting time, I start at 12:12. Okay, let me start. Robots. Since our earliest days, humans have used tools to improve their lives. At first, these tools were simple and handheld, such as knives or hammers, and they were used to perform basic tasks that were necessary for survival. Over time, the tools and the technology for using them became more complicated. First, they were mechanical, and then electrical, and finally electronic. One of the most recent developments in tools is the robot. The latest robots can be taught to perform complex tasks that require an almost human-like ability to process information and make decisions. The word robot first appeared in a 1921 stage play by Threats writer Karl Čapek. In the play, a man makes a machine that can think, which he calls a robot and which ends up killing its owner. In the 1940s, the American science fiction writer Isaac Asimov wrote a series of stories about robots and invented the term robotics, the science of robots. Meanwhile, in the real world, the first robots were developed by an engineer, Joseph F. Engelberger, and an inventor, George C. Devol. Together, they started Unimation, a manufacturing company that produced the first real robot in 1961, called the Unimate. Robots of this time were installed at General Motors automobile plant and proved to be a success. They worked reliability and saved money for General Motors, so other companies were soon acquiring robots as well. These industrial robots were nothing like the terrifying creatures that can often be seen in science fiction films. In fact, these robots look and behave nothing like humans. They were simply pieces of computer-controlled machinery with metal arms or hands. Since they were made of metal, they could perform certain jobs that were difficult or dangerous for humans, particularly jobs that involve high heat. And since the robots were tireless and never got hungry, sleepy, or distracted, they were useful for tasks that would be tiring or boring for humans. Industrial robots have been improved over the years, and today they are used in many factories around the world. Though the use of robots has meant the loss of some jobs, at the same time other jobs have been created in the design, development, and production of the robots. Outside of industry, the robots have also been developed and put to use by governments and scientists in situations where humans might be in danger. For example, they can be sent into the investigates on an explored bomb or an accident at a nuclear power plant. Researchers also use robots to collect samples of hot rocks or gases in active volcanoes. In space exploration, robots have performed many key tasks where humans could not be present, such as on the surface of Mars in 2004, two robotic rovers small as 6-wheeled computerized cars were sent to Mars. The rovers had lasers that functioned as eyes and software that was designed to help them travel around the holes or rocks. While on Mars, they performed many scientific experiments and took thousands of photographs, sending all the results back to Earth. Among other things, the rovers discovered that Mars probably once had water on its surface just like Earth. As robots were developed for industry and science, some inventors also found uses of smaller and less expensive robots. The first of these appeared in the 1980s as an educational tool for learning about computers. Then in the 1990s, further technological improvements led to the invention of robot toys. The most famous of these was Aibo, a robotic dog produced by Sony. It could run around a room and chase a ball like a real dog. However, in spite of enthusiasm for Able when it first appeared. It was too expensive, $200, to be successful in the long run. Inventors have been more successful with robots that can help with housework. The Roomba, for example, is a robotic vacuum cleaner made of lightweight plastic. It is low and round with wheels. Before it begins cleaning a room, Roomba first moves all around it to learn about the shape of the room and the furniture in it. Then it starts vacuuming, avoiding the walls and furniture. When it begins to run out of power, it returns to a base to recharge. It does all of this without any human direction, with a price tag of only about $200. Roomba has sold well. About 2 million Roombas were sold in the first 4 years. The same company that makes Roomba has now developed a floor washing robot called the Scuba. What is the future for robots? One likely use of robots was demonstrated in a race for robot control cars held in 2005 by the United States Defense Department. The winner of this race, controlled cars held in 2005 by the winner of this race across the Nevada desert, and the winner of $2 million was a Volkswagen two-race model called Stanley, designed by robot specialists of Stanford University in California. Stanley arrived at the finish line 170 miles or 2,073.5 kilometers away after traveling over the rough and land in a little less than 7 hours without a human behind the steering wheel. This was possible because its computer brain was able to deal with various tasks required along the trip. It could read a map, find its location, judge what was ahead, and make decisions based on all this information. Robots have been come a long way. Once story writers and movie makers imagined them as dangerous human-like machines that could take over the earth. Now robots help people at home, in factories, and in scientific research. In fact, in the next decade, many users will be found for robots, become especially in cars. As one designer said, a person's role in the car is changing. People will become more planners than drivers. Robots will do the rest. Thank you. Okay, I spent the finishing time is 12:19, and I spent 6 minutes point 58. Okay, according to reading rate table, it is the lowest time. I spent 6 minutes, means that 158 words per second. The second passage is about lasers in modern medicine. I start to read this passage at 12:26. This passage talks about the use of lasers in modern medicine. Doctors have used lasers for any surgery. For example, in eye surgery and for removing marks on skin. Laser beams can be made much narrower than knife blade. It has been 50 years since lasers were first invented and were seen as a solution looking for a problem. Now, they are solving many problems in the world around us. And the finishing time, I finished at 12:33 and I spent 6 minutes 28 seconds. It's still the lowest of reading time. Means 158 words per second. Then the third passage is about GPS or Global Positioning System. I start to read this passage at 12:34. This passage talks about the history of GPS and the use of GPS. Also some cases that happen in the United States about GPS. As a technology for finding location, GPS is the latest in a long series of technological developments. But the remarkable precision of GPS raises many new questions today about how and when this technology should be used. Well, the finishing time for me to read this passage is at 12:40. Means I still spend 6 minutes to finish the text. For answering the questions, I use strategy 2 to 4. This is the end of my presentation today. Thank you very much for your good attention and enjoying my explanation. I hope you can understand what I mean, and before that I will conclude about Unit 4, inventions that are changing our lives. We are the people of modern era, so we have to improve ourselves so that we will not be left out. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oh yeah, if you have any questions, you may ask on our discussion forum.